Welcome back to the PSN Commands Network, also known as the Protect Sports Network. This is your boy Tone. I'm back with another video. AGT to go to God for God's right now. God's open doors and pay way for all way for people in G's on my name, pray man. Today's video, bring out another one. This one is my final 53-man roster projection after preseason. I know I did one the preseason action that we had, the pre-games that we had. I want to shout to all the guys, man. They had a really good preseason. I'm very proud of these young men. They went out there and had an undefeated preseason. I know the games don't count. I don't give a freak. I don't care. It's good to see these boys out there playing hard and giving all they have. So shout out to the guys, man. Very appreciate them for going out there and giving a good effort out there. Even when Owen bring the preseason, I'm glad the ones look good. And I think that it should carry to the regular season. I think this momentum could carry to the regular season, especially week one versus an opponent that doesn't have their starting quarterback and is kind of going through a rebuilding phase in the Arizona Cardinals. But let's get right into today's video. We'll give you guys my 53-man roster predictions. Let's just go ahead and get the specials out the way. So I don't even want to talk about them too much, but you know what they are. You know they are. Joey Sly, Cameron Cheeseman, and also Tress Way, the best punter in football. Tress, shout out to Tress Way, man. Joey Sly has proven that he's going to win the kicking competition. Shout out to Joey Sly for that as well. And then Cameron Cheeseman needs to be better at his long snapping. He's been low off with the snaps in the preseason. Hope he can get better in the regular season with that. But overall, he's been solid here since his time here in Washington after we let our longtime guy, Nick Sundberg, go ahead and retire. I think he retired or he went to another team. I'm not sure where Nick Sundberg is right now. But after Nick Sundberg, which is like 14, 15 years, we start a new era at long snapper in Cameron Cheeseman. All right, so let's start with the offense, of course. We're not going to waste too much time. Let's get right into it. So it's the quarterback. I'm going to keep two quarterbacks. Jake Fromm had a really good performance in the last preseason game. Overall, Jake Fromm has had a really good preseason. Do you gamble and not keep him and then you let him go into the Wolves and someone pick him up? I think even with this good preseason he had this year, he's had bad history in game already. So that bad game tape compared to this good game tape, I think you can probably stash Jake Fromm away on the practice squad. So I think it's Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett, obviously. I know a lot of people are making the whole argument that Jacoby Brissett probably shouldn't be the backup quarterback. That it should be Jake Fromm. Hold your horses, man. Nah. Jake from State Farm is still Jake from State Farm. But it was good to see Jake from State Farm play well in that last preseason game. He played very well in the end of that Ravens game as well. I mean, really good. I was very impressed. But nonetheless, he's still Jake from State Farm. Still can't trust him. Next, got the quarterbacks out of the way. Running backs. I think we only keep 3 running backs, man. 3. Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, and Chris Rodriguez Jr. Gibson will not be getting as many touches he got the last couple of years, so he should stay relatively fresh, and he won't be kick returning, so I think he'll stay relatively fresh. If it also, I like what Robinson did toward the end of last year, and you got Rodriguez, you drafted in the 6th round. I would love for Jared Patterson to make this team, but as of right now, I just don't see it happening. I'm not a fan of Jonathan Williams, to be honest, and Derek Gore was just here as a camp body, and I didn't expect him to make this team anyway. But yeah, that's nonetheless. If we kept 4, I would like to be Jared Patterson, but they just don't keep him on the roster. I don't understand. I don't get it. But if he steps on the practice squad, great. If he doesn't, then I wish him number the best. So 3 running backs, 2 questions. We have 5 offensive players. Next, wide receiver. I think we keep 7 guys. Here's why. Especially with Terry's injury. We don't know how long Terry's going to be out. We don't know. So just for extra precautionary reasons, I think we do keep 7 receivers. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, DeAndre Brown, obvious locks. The next obvious lock, I think, is Byron Pringle. I think he's going to be our primary kick returner and punt returner this year. That's just my quick opinions and my quick predictions on that as well. Then, get the last 2 receiver spots. Mitchell Tinsley, I think, sealed a roster spot with his performance in the last preseason game versus the Bengals. 3 receptions, 89 yards, took one to the crib, almost took another one to the crib, all in the same game. It was the Mitchell Tinsley show, and he started it and looked really good. Also looked really good. That second preseason game, I was like, Mitch might not get in there now. This last preseason game, I think, clinched his spot. I think the last spot is Dax Milne. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, Dax sucks. Get Dax off the team. Dax is the only guy who exclusively plays the slot. I think it's important to have a guy who's a specialist. Also, push comes to shove, if you punt the ball to him, he doesn't fumble. Unlike Casimir Allen. Sorry, not sorry. Kaz Allen, guys. He wasn't making this team. I told you, dude wasn't making this team. Told y'all that. I was hoping so, but no. Told y'all after that preseason game week 1, wasn't making the team, man. Didn't make enough impact plays. So those are our 7 receivers: Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, Byron Pringle, Dax Milne, and Mitchell Tinsley are our 7 wide receivers. That puts you at 12 offensive players. Now, tight end, I think we keep 3 guys. Those 3 guys are Logan Thomas, Cole Turner, and John Bates. Curtis Hodges sucks. Get him the fuck out of here. He's absolute garbage. Get him the freak out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. He ain't it. Bye. Get the fuck out of here. You suck, bro. You ain't it, bro. You ain't it, bro. You suck, bro. Get out of here. Let's get out of him. Disperse. Get out of my face. So breathe that pushes at 15 players. Now we keep 10 offensive linemen. Of course, Charles Leno, Sadiq Charles. I think Sadiq Charles might start, man. Psych, you thought it was. Chris Paul, Nick Gates, obviously Sam Cosmi, also Andrew Wiley, obviously. Now, Braden Dan's going to make this team. I know it's a 4th-round pick. You don't waste 4th-round picks. I'm sorry. You drafted him in the first 4 rounds. He's going to make this the roster by default. Next guy is going to be Sadiq Charles. I think Sadiq Charles, he was going to be my surprise cut, but they like him. They keep putting him out there, keep putting him with the ones, keep splitting reps with Chris Paul. It's just they like Sadiq Charles, man. They don't want to cut him. They're not cutting Sadiq Charles. Next is Cornelius Lucas, of course, our 1 swing tackle. I like Trenton Scott as well. I think he'd be the 9th guy. And the 10th guy is Ricky Stromberg. Those are our 10 guys. I know they like Tyler Larson. So maybe if you want to swap out a guy like Trenton Scott for a guy like Tyler Larson, I think that's fine. But now with Ricky Stromberg with the ability to play guard, does it make Sadiq Charles expendable? It just gets kind of spicy at the end of the roster. But I think with Ricky Stromberg showing some good things at guard and center, that might make Sadiq Charles expendable. But we know they always want extra offensive line depth. And I think Tyler Larson is someone they do like. But with his injury history as well, and Nick Gates, kind of want an extra center. But you have an extra center in Ricky Stromberg, who you like. You drafted in the 3rd round. Most time you draft a player in the 3rd round, you want to start for you. So that tells me all I already need to know what the draft pick you spent on him. So Ricky Stromberg is making his team. I think he's going to be a very versatile player for you. You have another guy, Sadiq Charles, to play guard. You got 2 swing tackles in Trent Scott and also Cornelius Lucas, just in case something were to happen. I think Leno and Wiley going to start the season, but that will not be the only combination of tackles. I think they will start. I think they will try a guy like Cornelius Lucas at left tackle as well. So you always want that extra depth in case someone were to get hurt, knock on wood, and Trent Scott does provide that for you. So you got 10 offensive linemen. That you have 25 offensive players there to get out the way. Now you got 25 defensive players. I think they keep 4 defensive tackles and 6 DNs. So the DNs real quick: Chase Young, Montez Sweat are your starters, of course. Then you have F.A. Obata, James Smith-Williams. They really like this Andre Jones kid out of Louisiana, Raging Cajun. They like him a lot. I think the last guys going to make the team will be KJ Henry. I think all the draft picks are making the team that's from the first 5 rounds of the draft. They're all making the team, period. I don't care. They spent draft cap on these dudes. They're not going to cut them. That's just counterproductive. So those are your 6 defensive ends. And your 4 defensive tackles will be, of course, Fadarian Mathis, John Ridgeway, and then you have your 2 Bama boys and Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, obviously. So you keep 10 defensive linemen, 6 ends, 4 defensive tackles. So that's 10 guys. Now you're going to keep – I think you keep 4 linebackers. This linebacker position sucks, man. They suck. They suck. They really suck, bro. They really suck. Like, they're bad. This is bad. This is really bad. I'm not going to hold you. They might keep 5. I think they might keep 5. So you got to go Cody Barton and Jamin Davis, obviously. And then you probably go with a guy like Khalid Hudson, Milo Eifert, and then David Mayo. Then those are your 5 guys who made the team at linebacker. That's 15 defensive players. Now you keep 10 defensive backs. I think you probably keep 5 of each, 5 corners, 5 safeties, because Quan Martin can also play slot corner. But we'll see. But I think we keep 10 defensive backs. I really want to keep 4 linebackers. I don't like David Mayo, to be honest, but you need linebackers for special teams. You need linebackers for special teams. So that is what it is. All right, so those 10 defensive backs will be as follows. Talk about corners: Manuel Forbes, Kendall Fuller, obviously Benjamin St-Juste. I think Sip makes his team, man. Sip makes his team. That 5th corner spot's kind of hard. You got Fuller, Forbes, St-Juste. Forbes, St-Juste, Fuller. I'm going to blank. Danny Johnson, I guess, and probably Sip are your 5 guys at corner. Because, you got Quan Martin play corner and safety. I actually, you know what? I'm going to go Tariq Castro Fields. And then Sip. I think Danny Johnson don't make this team, man. I don't think Danny Johnson makes the team, man. Yeah, so I think you got those 5 guys, man. Obviously, your 5 safeties are Cameron Curl, Derek Forrest, Quan Martin, Jeremy Reeves, and Percy Butler. Percy Butler can also play slot corner. So you have guys who can move around, play different positions. So 10 defensive backs sounds about right. 5 linebackers sound about right because you need guys special teams, and you do have your 10 defensive linemen. There's 3 specialists and your 25 offensive players. That is my full-on 53-man roster. Final predictions. Who makes the team? Comment your thoughts. I think this is a solid prediction here. I think I get 45 out of 53 right. 47 out of these 53-man rosters correct. What are your thoughts? Like, comment, subscribe. This will be dropping tomorrow at noon. Till next time, be easy, be safe.